You might be targeting 2 million people with your VSL ads, but that doesn't mean that your ad is actually relevant to 2 million people. Just think about this. One ad might only speak to about 5,000 of them, and that is why scaling the same ad often stops working. If you give me about 3-4 minutes, and I will share with you the copywriting change for VSL ads that helps your message to reach more of the right audience pockets, plus the 2 audience mistakes that make scaling really expensive in 2026. I call this the target audience versus actual ad audience explainer, and it helps you to separate the audience you selected inside your ads manager from the actual group of people your ads message is relevant to. To get my explainer, drop the word audience below and I'll send this over to your messenger. Hiya, I'm Tina from tinasanford.com. I work with businesses who are running VSL and webinar funnels to get more return on the ad spend they're already investing. And in every video right now, I'm going to share one simple ad fix that you can use right away to return your get a better return on your ad spend. Now, I want to share with you the problem that I'm noticing. There's a lot of business owners who look at their targeting and think, oh, we're targeting 2 million people, so this ad has plenty of room to scale. But I've got to tell you, this is not always true, because even though your targeting audience might be massive, your actual ad audience may be much smaller because the platform is not just asking who's inside this audience. It's asking who is most likely to respond to this specific message. And if your ad only speaks to one specific frustration, one buyer state or one state of awareness, it may only be relevant to a tiny pocket inside that larger audience. So, when ad performance drops, most people seem to assume that they need a new audience. And then they do things like duplicate campaigns, they test new interests, they open up new targeting, or they ask agency to go find more people, or they push more budget into the same winning ad because the audience size looks so big. But if that message has already reached the people it was most relevant to, more targeting was not going to fix that particular problem, because you're still asking the same ad to do too much. That's when your costs rise, click-through rates actually drop, and then book calls become less consistent and return on your ad spend starts sliding downwards. And it's not because your audience is too small, it's because the message you have is too narrow for scaling. It's too narrow for the scale you're asking it to carry. So I've got a simple framework you can use, okay? Step 1. You want to separate the targeting size from the message relevance, okay? So if you understand your audience, this is easy to do, but you don't want to judge the scale potential by the number of people in the audience. You want to judge it by how many people that message can actually move. Step 2, you want to identify the buyer state that your ad speaks to right now. I mean, for example, is it speaking to people frustrated with a low return on ad spend? Agency disappointment? VSL drop-off? Poor call quality? Diminishing returns? Each one of those is a different audience pocket. Third thing, you want to create new angles for the same offer instead of trying to force one ad to reach everybody. You want to create multiple offer ads that speak to different problems, different beliefs, and different readiness levels. We're talking to humans. Now, all of this works because scaling is not about finding the one magic ad that speaks to everybody. That's actually not possible. It's actually about building enough relevant messages that different pockets of your ideal audience kind of finally feel like, oh, that's exactly what's happening in our funnel. This is as an example, So the target audience versus the actual ad audience explainer helps you to see the difference between the people you're targeting and the people your ad is actually built to reach. So if you want this, I can send it to you a messenger. Just drop the word audience below, because once you understand that difference, scaling stops being about forcing one ad harder and starts becoming about creating the right message for each audience pocket, and things get much easier.